My name is Angie, and this is a story I wasn't supposed to find.
And I'm her sister, Cindy. We grew up hearing almost nothing about our great-grandmother, just a name, Stella Smith. No photos, no grave, just a blank space in the family story.
We knew a little about her, like she was married in Springfield, Illinois in 1925. She had 2 daughters that she gave up for adoption through the Illinois Home and Aid Society. And then absolutely nothing. Nothing before 1925 and nothing after giving up her children in 1930.
We had no idea what happened to her, where she went, or even if she was alive for long after that. She was just missing, and she stayed missing for over 90 years until a DNA test cracked the case wide open.
This is Buried Threads, a podcast about family secrets, silence, reinvention, and what happens when lost stories begin to resurface.
Before we officially close season 1 of Buried Threads, we have one more thing to share. And it didn't come from a census record or a DNA match or a courthouse in Sangamon County. It came from our brother.
We haven't introduced our brother, Jason, yet, but in a lot of ways, this podcast wouldn't exist without him. He's been behind the scenes since the very beginning, helping us record, editing our episodes, making sure what you hear every week sounds like a podcast and not the two of us talking into our phones. He's never asked for credit. He just did the work. That's Jason.
And he recently used an AI music tool called Suno to write and record a song based on this podcast, our family's search on Estrella, and our grandmother, who spent her whole life looking for answers she never found.
Somehow he managed to find words for this search that we hadn't been able to find yet.
There's one line in particular that speaks to me. It says, "My grandmother grew up knowing something wasn't there, a hollow in the center of her heart that nobody could repair." And that's her. That's exactly her.
Jason, thank you for the song and for the hours that you put into recording and editing this season, for caring about this story as much as we do.
This is Buried Threads, the song, written and recorded by our brother Jason, although it's not him singing. We'll see you in season 2.
Until then, keep pulling the thread.
She came across the water as a child without a name. Nobody wrote the story down, nobody marked the day. She learned to wear the silence like a coat against the cold. And somewhere in the leaving, she left pieces of her soul. She was Estrella, she was Stella, she was someone's missing girl. She kept on reinventing, trying to outrun the world. But you can't bury every thread. Some roots go deeper than the dead. A name unspoken still remains, even under all those years of rain. We are the ones who kept on looking. We are the children of the found. We pulled the thread and felt it pulling back up through the dark, up through the ground. We didn't get the whole story. We didn't find the grave or the face, but something in us here, just knowing she existed. She was real. She had a name. My grandmother grew up knowing something wasn't there, a hollow in the center of her that nobody could repair. She hired someone to find her. She went searching on her own, but the name kept leading nowhere, like a door without a home. So I picked up where she left her search, and I carried what she gave, a question and a quiet grief and the courage not to cave. And you had a mother, she had hands, she had a voice, she had a story, and now we finally understand. We are the ones who kept on looking. We are the children of the found. We pulled the thread and felt it pulling back up through the dark, up through the ground. We didn't get the whole story. We didn't find the grave or the face, but something in us healed just knowing she existed. She was real. She had a name. She had a
Thanks for listening. If you're walking your own search through DNA research, silence, or your family story, you're not alone.
If you want to learn more about our story, you can read it chapter by chapter on Substack at a blog called Buried Threads. We'd love it if you subscribed or left a review. It helps other listeners to find us. And if you've uncovered something through DNA that changed your understanding of your family, we would love to hear about it. Message us on Substack or find us on Instagram at Buried Threads.
Watch for our next episode to post right here. We'll also be dropping some documents and photos with each podcast. Let us know your questions and your comments as we go.
Until next week, keep pulling the thread.